Oh my gosh, the heat from the oven blew my hair up. Guess what? You just get what you get. Okay, so what did we prep today? That's what you're here for. I made keto glazed meat. I do that too much. I'm gonna put my hands down. I glazed keto. I glazed keto meatballs for breakfast. I thought, you know what? I get tired of the egg and sausage and egg and whatever breakfast. I eat a lot of those because when you're doing low carb, high protein, that's a go-to right there. I just had cottage cheese bowls, didn't want those again, so I got to thinking, let's switch this up. And I found this recipe for these meatballs. I thought that will be perfect for breakfast. Gives me 4 ounces of 4 ounces of protein for my breakfast. And if that doesn't fill me up, I can make an egg to go with it, or I can eat a piece of fruit if I want a piece of fruit, or that can just be satisfied. And then for lunch, I made sub in a tub. This one is made the way I like my subs. The ingredients I put on my subs and the dressing is made to taste for what I put on my sub. When I get a sub from Subway, I put everything on it except what you see, the tomatoes. That's just an added thing for the salad to bulk it up. But my dressing, or the dressing is based on exactly what I put on my sub, which is mayonnaise, salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, and oregano. I just didn't put the oil in it. There's no need for that. So when I eat this salad, it tastes like my sub without the bread. That's exactly what it tastes like. So when you make yours, deconstruct your sandwich. Put on your sandwich whatever you like, and then make your dressing based on what you like on your sub. If all you like is oil and vinegar, mix you up an oil and vinegar vinaigrette. You don't have to put anything in it. If you don't put anything in it, I don't even know if did they still offer oregano? We hadn't had one in so long, I can't remember. But mix up a dressing, make a dressing with the ingredients that you put on your sub. And if you're one of these people who don't put anything on your sub, then your sub in a tub will either be without dressing, or you can just put regular salad dressing on it, because it's just a salad. That's all it is. Sub in a tub is a salad. So that is it. That's what I made this week, and I'm excited. It's a very flavorful menu. It's got good flavor for breakfast and lunch, and it's 4 days of each. So I'm going to have to come up with something for those other 3 days. And I don't know if I'll try to do a mini prep on that, or if I'll just do a little menu plan, try to find what I have in the house and at least put it down in writing. But somewhere I've got to come and figure up something for those 3 days, because I don't want left to just be, blowing in the wind with it. So anyway, let me hush up and let's turn around and get started cooking. Nope. I forgot to tell you, we did it in an hour and 50 minutes. And that was with me cleaning up after I filmed my little ending to show you what I made. Then I had to go in there and clean up because I had a lot of mixing and messing up measuring spoons and cups and bowls. So I had a good bit over there. Some I washed, some I rinsed out, put in the dishwasher. But I always add my cleaning time in with my prepping time, because that to me is part of it. So now I'm done in the kitchen. I just got to cover this stuff up and find room in the refrigerator. So I wanted to come back on here and tell you 1 hour and 50 minutes to make these 8 meals. Okay, now let's get started cooking. I want to start on my meatballs since they have to bake in the oven. I have it preheated at 400. I have a pound of hamburger. The recipe suggests 85. Food Line apparently was out of it because they substituted 80, which I'm fine with. It's just going to probably let out a little bit more grease, but we're going to take the meatballs out of that. So just 1 pound of, it says don't use like the extra lean because your meatballs will be dry. So I would say 85, or in my case 80. So I'm just going to set this aside for a minute. Now you're just supposed to add everything to the meat, but I think you get a better product if you mix it first and then mix it into the meat. So the recipe calls for a half a cup of chopped fresh parsley. I'm just going to substitute a teaspoon of dried because I don't keep fresh parsley. And after I use the half a cup, I wouldn't have any use for the rest of it. So then we need a tablespoon of mayonnaise. And of course, y'all know I'm using Dukes. And a tablespoon of minced garlic, and I like to use the kind in the squeeze bottle. The kind in the jar is the same thing. It's just where I keep it in the refrigerator, the bottle fits and the jar does not. So squeeze or jar or fresh minced. And then a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And that's all for the tablespoons. And then we need a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, not the shredded. It specifies just this grated. Half a cup of that. And then some salt and pepper. Half a teaspoon of... Oh, wait a minute. It said kosher salt. Hold on. Now, I don't know the... that is not half a teaspoon. Hold on. I don't know the difference. I don't know the I can't think of the word. Y'all know me. I can never think of my words. If you need a half a cup of kosher salt, I don't know how much that would be in regular salt. Regular salt is finer, so you're going to get a whole lot more. That's what I'm going to use what the recipe says so that it's not overly salty. So if you have regular salt, do a Google search to find out, you know, what the equivalent, that's what I was looking for, the equivalent would be. And then a quarter teaspoon of pepper. And I had this big old pepper because my mama, she bought her one at Sam's and then she didn't realize and bought another one. So I got a big old, a big old thing of pepper that will last me forever. So then we're going to mix this together. Okay, I'm going to clean this up a minute, so hang on. Okay, we're going to put it into our hamburger. Now it says not to over mix because it'll toughen your meatballs. And most of you would just reach down in here with your hands and mix it. But you that have been with me know that I don't touch raw hamburger. There's certain things, you know, pork chops don't bother me. Pork doesn't bother me. Beef doesn't bother me except for ground. And then, of course, not ground chicken. No ground meat. I don't like to touch ground meat. And I don't like to touch chicken at all. I know. Just go ahead and say what you want to say. I don't care. Listen, I've been made fun of before by other YouTube channels, and I'm going to leave it at that. But that's all right. You want to do that? That's all right. Okay, I think maybe that might be mixed enough. Now, what I'm going to do, it says, oh, there's a little bit of that stuff. Do like 1 ounce meatballs and you'll get 20. But this is 16 ounces of meat, so that don't compute to me. I don't know how you're going to get 21 ounce meatballs out of 16 ounces of meat, because what we added to it was not enough to make it weigh anything. So I'm going to do, where's my scale? I was going to try something. Hold on. I don't know if that would be, okay. We will try this. Let's try this. And I'm just going to use this bowl right here because ain't no sense to mess up nothing else. Okay, ounce, and it's tared out. I'm going to use my big cookie scoop and see if that is a 1 ounce meatball. 1.5. So let me get my other cookie scoop. I'm doing an experiment here just to see if it'd be a little easier for us. Well, that's a little over. This is my small cookie scoop. 1 ounce. Well, there you go. The small cookie scoop. And I don't know what to tell you what size it is, but it's just a small one. So the small one will make 1 ounce. So what I'm going to do is, let me go ahead and get this out of here. I'm going to just scoop out little scoops of this and then come in and shape them. So you don't need to watch me put on my gloves and shape my meatballs. I'll be back once they are done. Here are our meatballs already to go in the oven. Recipe says bake them at 400 for 15 minutes, but it says they won't be browned. If you want them browned, bake them for 10 minutes and then pop them under the broiler for 5. And that's what I'm going to do because I would like a little bit of color on them. So while these are in the oven, I'm going to do a quick cleanup of what we just messed up. And then we're going to mix up the glaze. The glaze is really easy. 2 tablespoons of no sugar added ketchup. And 2 tablespoons of sugar-free pancake syrup. Okay, we're just going to heat that. Let me turn on my burner. All we need to do is heat it. Just heat it through. We're not going to cook it, boil it, or nothing. So as soon as that's heated through, I'm just going to set it aside. Okay, so the meatballs are done. They say glaze them in the pot that you heated your glaze in, but I think if I do it a little bit at a time, because it's not big enough for all the meatballs, that, that one fell apart. I lost one. That some of them was going to get glazed and some are not. But here's the little thing I want to tell you. If you're using the oh gosh, that's about to fall apart. I don't want to lose a meatball. Okay, I'm going to save that one. Oh, and I did spray my foil. If you want to, let me slide you over, hold on. If you want to brown your meatballs, you can see I got a little bit of brown on mine. I popped them under the broiler. But here's the thing. The fat that released started flaming. So I pulled it out. Smoke got in the, it didn't catch on fire, but it was smoked to the point of smoking. My alarms went off, all the whole 9 yards. So if you plan on broiling them, drain your fat off your pan. Otherwise, just take a not browned meatball, because it was not fun. So I'm gonna set these aside because I tasted this glaze and it doesn't really taste like anything except for maybe ketchup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to doctor it up. So I'm gonna make it the way I make my meatloaf glaze. So that is a tablespoon, and I don't measure my meatloaf glaze. I just mix it up in a bowl until it tastes right. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I'm not going to measure it. That's all I use is ketchup, Worcestershire, and brown sugar. So you can glaze your meatballs, I'm going to say right now, with anything you want to glaze them with. This is just meatballs. And I don't even know what the meatball tastes like. I guess I could taste that broken one, couldn't I? Let me see what that tastes like. That's a little better. Let's give it a little bit more. Now, I don't put pancake syrup in my meatloaf glaze, but honestly, you can't even taste it. So, there, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, let's glaze these carefully, because you saw that I lost one, almost lost another. So one of my breakfasts, I'm losing them. I'm gonna have a light breakfast one day. Of course, you know what? I can just make me an egg. That ain't no big deal. These things happen. I guess I just didn't get it rolled tight enough. But here they are, glazed and ready to put in my dish. So hang on. Okay, well, when I was putting that other stuff and getting my bowls out, I tasted that little broken meatball. These are tasty little meatballs, let me tell you. They got good flavor. So, you don't want to glaze them with anything garlicky, because that would add, unless you like garlic, because you can taste the garlic. You can kind of taste the Dijon. I don't know, they're just very flavorful. But I'm wanting to do 4 meatballs per serving, per breakfast. That will give me 4 ounces of protein. And the days that I don't have 4, which are going to be, I'm going to get that broken one over here and work on it. I'll have 3 that, oops, I'm so sorry about that. My big old arm got in the way. Now I'm coming in front of you. I do apologize. And you know what? It don't matter if it's broke. It's going to get broke when I eat it. So, there are our 4 meatball breakfasts. Now, let's go over there and make our salad. Okay, let's get started on the sub in a tub. I'm going to make 4. Now, this is probably an overkill container, but it's going to be too much to fit my little bowls. Plus, I need to get my dressing in there. So, what I want is just some shredded lettuce. You can cut your own up. I'm just taking the easy way. I'm just going to put like a little handful in each one, because we're going to have enough toppings to bulk it up. Okay. Then we have some little grape tomatoes, and I'm just going to quarter them. Now, I don't eat tomatoes on my sub sandwiches, which these are a riff on sub sandwiches, but I put them on this to, oh, that one's too soft, bulk up the veggie, because I do like tomatoes. I just don't like them on my sandwiches, unless it's a tomato sandwich. So I'm going to just do 2 per salad. So let me do that. Okay, got my tomatoes all on here. Now we're going to do some onion, because I love onion on my sub sandwiches, and I'm still trying to work through this dish of red onions that I have chopped in the refrigerator. So we got the onion. Then we want some pickles, just some dill pickle chips. And I'll probably put, okay, maybe I'll put 3. I think that'll be enough. Put as much of this stuff as you like. I'm keeping mine small, just because belly size, you know what I'm saying, after the surgery. So And then I don't want certain things overpowering my sandwich. Like I don't want pickles overpowering it, because then we're going to add some banana peppers. Let's see, there's 3 of those. How about that? Okay, we got that. Let's see, what else? Okay, now we got to start doing some cutting. So hang on, let me clear out some of this stuff. Okay, I think I want to do my cheese first. Before, I've done it with shredded cheddar, but I bought this Monterey Jack to use in something, and I ended up not using it because I had some shredded that I didn't know I had. So I'd really like to use this. I put provolone, this is what, a pound. I put provolone on my sub sandwiches, but I don't have any of that. And Monterey Jack is a white cheese, so it will work. Let's see, if this is a pound, I won't even have to measure this. I want to put 1 ounce on each one. I'm just going to do little small cubes. So here is 8 ounces. And here's 4 ounces. So I want to do 1 ounce on each one. So we'll cut that in half and half again. And you can see it's not even. So each one of these is 1 ounce. I'm just going to make little cubes. Isn't it funny how when you chop something up, it makes it look like you have a whole lot more? So I'm going to put my cheese on. Looking good. Okay, let me chop up the rest of my cheese. Alright, we got our cheese. Doesn't that look good? Now we're going to do our ham. I got this Black Forest lunch meat ham, and it is a pound. I only want 2 ounces on each salad because 4 ounces is going to be way too much. And I already have 1 ounce of cheese, so that will give me 3 ounces of protein. Let's see if I can cut this out of here. I will cut, that will be 8 ounces. So that will be 4 ounces. I don't know. I'm going to see. So this will be 2 ounces. Oh, that's not going to be bad. I'm going to cube it the same. I'm not going to do maybe as small as the cheese. So that'll be good. Okay, I'm going to do that. 2 ounces of ham per salad. All right, I got my meat on my salad. Now we're going to make the dressing. And I have the dressing recipe written for 1 salad, and then I multiply it for how many ever salads I need. And since I got 4, I'm multiplying this by 4. So I need a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, and I'm using Duke's. Just use your favorite. Light mayonnaise, whatever mayonnaise you like. Okay, there's our 1/2 cup. Then we need 2 teaspoons of mustard, and I'm going to be hard pressed, I think, to get 2 teaspoons out of this. We'll see. Oh, I think I'll get it. 1, 2. I did. And then we need 2 teaspoons of vinegar. Just plain old apple cider vinegar. That's that. Then we need a half teaspoon of dried oregano. I think that's my half. And some salt and pepper. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Love my vintage salt and pepper shakers. I got at Wanda's. Love them. Then we're just going to mix this around. And this should come out to roughly 2 tablespoons of salad. It'll be like a heavy tablespoon. But what I do, let me move, is I portion in these little applesauce cups. These little things are, oh, it's Mott's. Where's my tablespoon? And I put them in my salad container. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons and then divvy up what's left. Okay, so here are my 4 dressings, and this is all I do. You can, any kind of container you use, just nestle your little cup down in it. If you have to nestle it down in the lettuce, you're fine. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over here and clean up the mess I made and meet you back over here to see what we made today. Here is what we've made for the week. We have some keto glazed meatballs for breakfast. And then we have sub in a tub for lunch. And the numbers I put on the screen for this sub in a tub is just for mine. Yours will probably be different because you're going to put different ingredients, different amounts. So there you go. All right, well, that's what I'm having this week. I hope if you are prepping something, you're prepping something good. And I will see you, oh my goodness, I don't know. I'll see you when I see you.